What is up, YouTube? N3RD Reviews here with my top 10 figures of 2014. This list does not include any Hot Toys, so this is like Figuarts, Hasbro, NECA, McFarlane, stuff like that. So this, what you see before you, these didn't make my top list. These are like my honorable mentions, and they are the NECA 2014 Godzilla, the NECA 1994 Godzilla, the Funko Armored Baymax. This is like my favorite pop of the year. And the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Chewbacca. These are all great figures, and they just barely didn't make my list. But yeah, now that we got those out of the way, let's get into my top 10 figures of 2014. Alright, number 10. My number 10 figure of the year is actually a whole line. It's the X The Loyal Subjects TMNT Action Final figures. And some stores are just getting these in, but these are actually released in 2014. You can buy them in blind boxes like this, wrap on the front. You can get them as GameStop exclusives, open window, and they're a variant in the color. They're based off of the SNES game Turtles in Time. Or you can actually purchase them as keychains, which Donatello and Shredder are. And those are only at Toys R Us, and they don't come in any weapons, unfortunately. So I just gave them weapons from the other figures, because each figure comes with 2 sets of weapons. Mike came with 2 pizzas, a whole pizza that splits in half, and he came with nunchucks. So yeah, these are great figures if you haven't seen them yet. Very well articulated for vinyls. They are the most articulated vinyl figures of this size that I've seen so far. And they're really great. I find myself posing them and taking pictures of these for my Instagram all the time. I actually won this Raphael just last week in a contest. I actually won it from the Loyal Subjects in one of their Instagram contests, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the only one I'm missing is Leonardo, and I have the whole set of Turtles. But yeah, my number 10 figures of the year are the X The Loyal Subjects Action Vinyls TMNT. Check these guys out if you haven't already, guys. Alright, on to number 9. Moving on to number 9. My number 9 figure of 2014 is the NECA Battle Damage Knife Head. And after that disappointing figure they released in the original wave of Pacific Rim, that tiny knife head, they got it right with this one. Better detailing, a more accurate scale that's actually larger than the Gypsy Danger, and they actually gave us battle damage, which looks really nice. Unfortunately, if you wanted one that was in scale that's not battle damage, you're pretty much stuck because they haven't released one yet, and I don't know if they'll go back and release this figure again without the battle damage, but I'm perfectly fine with this one. The only way this figure lacks, to me personally, is the articulation in the arm. It has a hinge joint, but it can't really do anything because of the extra molding right here. If they would have cut maybe a slit out, we'd be able to get maybe a full 90-degree bend in the arm. But other than that, the figure sculpt is perfect to me. And they actually reused it when they released the larger version, which I do not have. The 18-inch, I believe, or quarter scale. It's not quarter scale, the 18-inch version of this. But yeah, great figure. If you haven't picked it up, check it out. I don't believe the price has gone up too much on this. They released this same mold again with Trespasser and Axe Head, but the original knife head has been my favorite. So yeah, my number 9 figure of 2014 is the Battle Damage NECA Knife Head from Pacific Rim. Let's move on to number 8. My number 8 figure of 2014 is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Stormtrooper. This is a great figure, and it was a pain to track down when it was first released. Luckily, they re-released this guy. And you can't just have one Stormtrooper. I'm actually looking to get maybe 3 or 4, and that's good. I don't need 20. Just 3 or 4 would be great. But I was able to find these 2 at the same time. I actually found them at a Walmart in Arizona. But yeah, these are great figures. Actually, this is my most used figure on Instagram from Black Series as far as posing and taking photos. Great figure. Comes with 2 guns. It has the holster strap, unlike the Sand Trooper. Pretty good sculpt. Nice all around. Only issue I have with this one is that the legs are kind of loose, but it's alright. Not a big deal. People have been waiting for a 6-inch Stormtrooper for years, and to get one that's articulated the way this one is really great. I love what Hasbro's doing with the Black Series. As you can see, a lot of my top 10 figures are from the Star Wars Black Series from Hasbro. But yeah, my number 8 figure of 2014 is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Stormtrooper. If you don't have one, find one. These are available on Amazon right now, so You can pick one up for less than 20 bucks. So yeah, number 8, Stormtrooper. Let's move on to number 7. Alright, holding on the number 7 spot is my favorite Jaeger, or my favorite 7-inch Jaeger released in 2014, and that is the original old school Mark I Jaeger Eternal Alpha. This thing is a beast. Really nice sculpt. This is the Jaeger I find myself handling the most and posing and whatnot. It's a great figure. It doesn't feel brittle. It doesn't feel like it's going to break at all. It doesn't feel frail. It also has the little articulated piston hands where he does the fist in the film. Really nice figure, and actually released a 18-inch version of this guy with lights, and he looks amazing. I haven't picked that up though. But yeah, this is a great figure. It came out in the wave with Coyote Tango. Of course, to me, this was the better figure in that wave. Great figure, a great character in the film. Unfortunately, he met his demise, but still a great figure. If you haven't picked this guy up, you can find him for a decent price on Amazon or eBay. I'd recommend you to do so if you're a Jaeger fan, a fan of Pacific Rim, or just bots in general. It's a really nice figure, and you can get in some really decent poses. But yeah, my number 7 figure of 2014 is the NECA Pacific Rim Jaeger figure. This is Eternal Alpha. Let's take a look at number 6. Alright, number 6. Number 6 on my top 10 figures of 2014 is the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Boba Fett. For a lot of people, this is their favorite figure of the series. Not mine, but it is a great figure. Now, this one may have been released in 2013. I know it was reissued and definitely released in 2014, the second reissue. But the prototype for sure was released in 2014, so I included them both on this list instead of the same figure, just with a different paint sculpt. I probably will eventually end up opening this one, just not yet. But yeah, it's a great figure, great sculpt. Only problem I have with the figure is this little cloth piece. It seems like it's tattering a little bit towards the ends when you handle it too much, and I don't really do much with it, but it's still starting to pull. You can see strings hanging out, so I don't know how long that'll last if you're bothering your figure too much, but mine just sits on the shelf, so that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, it's a great figure, great sculpt, great paint, and was a very difficult figure to find when it first released. And the Comic-Con exclusive with the Han Solo and Carbonite, that thing's like 150 bucks now. So yeah, it's a great figure. It's reissued. Again, you can find this one on Amazon now. Before you could not. So definitely recommend you to pick it up. It might sell out again. I don't know how many more they release, but yeah, my number 6 figure from the Star Wars Hasbro Black Series line is the Boba Fett figure. Let's check out number 5. Alright, making our way to number 5, and staying with the Star Wars Black Series theme, is the Speeder Bike and Biker Scout. Now, this is a character I never owned as a kid in the 4-inch scale. For some reason, I never owned this guy. So it's really nice to pick him up in the 6-inch scale. This is the figure that's actually been holding up this review. I ordered it like the day after Christmas, and I'm just not receiving it like yesterday. So yeah, I held up the review just to include this guy. I know he was going to make my top 10, and I know you wouldn't be able to use him in the 2015 top 10. So yeah, a great figure, and this is going for like $22.50 right now on Walmart.com and Amazon, and you might be able to price match at Target. So if you haven't picked one up, it's a great time to do so, or if you want to pick up an extra, it's a great time. I think I'll be going to get a second one just so I can use the bike with another character on it. But yeah, it's a great figure, highly detailed. The figure itself will go for around 18 to 20 bucks, just like the rest of the series. And then you get the bike, which is our first vehicle in this scale. I'm not sure we'll get any more vehicles. I'm hoping we do. But yeah, this is a great figure. Like I said, pick it up on Amazon or Walmart right now for $22.50. You may be able to find it cheaper, but that's the lowest I see right now. But yeah, my number 5 figure on my top 10 in 2014 is the Speeder Bike and Biker Scout from Star Wars Black Series Hasbro. This guy barely edged out Boba Fett, but he's a great figure. Alright, let's check out number 4. Alright, number 4. Now, stepping away from the NECA and Hasbro theme that's been going on through the rest of my top 10, well, minus the loyal subjects. Number 4 figure is from Figuarts, SA Figuarts and Bandai Tomase Nations, and it is the Mario figure. This figure is excellent, and it kicked off this this series of Mario characters which Bandai will be releasing. They've already released Luigi and another playset, which is great. Now, detail-wise, this is in my opinion, the best articulated detailed Mario at this scale that we've received so far. Very nice. He doesn't come with the shell in the package. He comes with let's see, he comes with the mushroom, the block, and the coin. But yeah, great figure. And I spent a lot of time posing this guy on Instagram. He's really good for pictures, surprisingly. His only downside to me and to a lot of other reviewers is his articulation. It's very limited due to his sculpt and the way he is made. His head barely moves. The legs are pretty good. The arms are okay, but the head articulation, you're not getting much out of that thing. But detail-wise, this is a great figure. And you can pick him up at Barnes & Noble for 25 bucks, or you can pick him up right now on Amazon for I think around 18 bucks plus shipping and handling. So not a very expensive figure, especially coming from Bandai Tamashii Nations. But yeah, great figure, and he is my number 4 of my top 10 in 2014. This is the Mario. Let's check out number 3. Number 3. Coming in number 3 on my list is the Star Wars Black Series Darth Vader. Now this is my favorite figure, and in my opinion the best figure that Hasbro has put out in this 6-inch scale from the Star Wars Black Series. It is Darth Vader. If you see, he comes with a cloth cape, a cloth skirt here, real metal chains, removable helmet. Yeah, you see that? Comes with the lightsaber. He doesn't come with the smaller saber, and he had nowhere to hook it anyway. But yeah, you can just take the beam off and then you just have it without being lit, but he has nowhere to hang it. But yeah, this is a great figure. If you haven't picked one up, I would suggest tracking one down. I'm sure the price will go up once this thing is harder to find. But yeah, he came out not too long ago, so it shouldn't be that difficult to find. I found one at a random Target along with the Sand Trooper. Also a great figure, the Sand Trooper. I didn't include it on this list because I had the Stormtrooper and they're basically the same guy. But yeah, a great figure. Mr. Anakin Skywalker himself, and he is my number 3 and my favorite Star Wars Black Series figure released so far. Coming in right after him will probably be Darth Maul from Series 1. I really like that figure a lot too. But yeah, my number 3 figure on my top 10 of 2014 is the Darth Vader from Star Wars Black Series. Check him out if you haven't already, and let's take a look at number 2. Alright, number 2. Coming in at number 2 is this beautifully massive, huge figure from NECA. It is the 2014 12-inch tall, 24-inch long Godzilla figure. This is an excellent figure and barely missed making my number 1 figure of the year. This is a great figure. The detail and everything is brought out a lot more on this larger scale figure over the smaller 12-inch, which is also a great figure, but where that figure suffered, I believe, was in the paint. It just came off really bland, but this one added this turquoise coloring over the side, and it just looks great. And of course it also has the roar feature, if I can find the button back here somewhere. And here it is. Yeah, so great figure, highly detailed, pretty well articulated for such a massive figure. It feels heavy, nice solid build. And if you have not checked this guy out, he's a great figure. In my opinion, he is the best 2014 Godzilla figure out there. This includes Monster Arts. I really don't care for that version too much, especially with the paint around the mouth, looking like he's wearing lipstick. So yeah, this is my favorite sculpt and my favorite 2014 Godzilla figure you can pick up from this year. Great figure again, almost made my number 1, but was just edged out by my next figure. The NECA 24-inch Godzilla from 2014 is my number 2. Let's show you what beat him at number 1. Alright, number 1, and what figure could beat out my large and impressive 24-inch NECA Godzilla in the year of Godzilla 2014, but another Godzilla figure, and it is the Bandai Monster Arts Rebirth Godzilla. This figure is fantastic. Quick 360. If you guys missed out on the original 94 Godzilla and don't want to spend 200 bucks on it, this is a great replacement for just a generic Godzilla and the feature Godzilla in your collection. He's a great figure. Also includes the beam effect, which most of the other Godzillas do not come with. I believe just the 94 Godzilla came with one, and yeah, that's it, because the Comic-Con Explosion one didn't come with one either. But yeah, none of them really come with beam effects anymore, so I'm glad they included that. Although we prefer it to have been blue, but The red's fine. He also comes with another set of hands. If you have the Burning Godzilla, this is the same sculpt, same mold. They just figured out a way to reduce the gapping issues they had in the thigh area. But yeah, great figure, and again, if you miss out on the 94 Godzilla, you have to pick this one up before the price increases. Great sculpt, great paint, great articulation, and by far this is my favorite figure that I picked up in 2014. He's a Tamashii Nations Bandai S.A. Martial Arts Godzilla Rebirth version, and he's my #1 figure on my top 10 of 2014. Alright, so there you have it, guys, my top 10 figures of 2014. Of course, there are a lot more figures that came out this year that I just didn't pick up or that I weren't interested in. They were also great figures. 2 figures that would have made my list had I picked them up were the Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger from NECA and the NECA Dog Alien. I thought those were great figures. I just haven't picked them up. Still debating whether I will or not. But yeah, here's a look at my top 10 once again. They all try to bunch together and fit them in the frame, but yeah, these are my top 10. Let me know what your top 10 figures of 2014. Let me know what yours were down in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is N3RD Reviews. And keep collecting, guys.